Let's begin this weekly update with some good news. Two of my good friends, Amir and Miguel, passed their tests, both of them in their very first attempt. This is just amazing, and now let's see what they have written on my Google page. So if you are in Australia and you have not passed your test yet, or if you have not taken your test yet, go ahead and send me a message and I'm sure we can figure out something so you can celebrate like Amir and Miguel very soon. Thank you so much. Now, let's get started with the PTE Weekly update. Studying how mouse brains process chemosignals will help researchers understand general principles of how their brains form social memories and could help scientists identify what happens when these functions go wrong. Eventually, this may help scientists understand what happens in people whose ability to recognize others is impaired, or those who have difficulties with social interactions caused by autism. Now repeat these sentences after the audio. The number of international arrivals has plummeted this year. One can improve their language proficiency only through hard work and enthusiasm. Application forms for sharing accommodations must be completed 2 months in advance. Students' past education and experience are vital. Your lowest quiz grade has been omitted from the calculations. The library is located on the north side of the campus. Half of the marks in mathematics are allocated to the correct working. The development in the information technology has greatly changed the way people work. The renewable energy alternatives were the main aspect of debate during the meeting. Please be careful when using online translation programs. You are not required to wear a mask in open areas on the campus. So I have 2 questions in describe image for you. The first one is real house prices have soared in New Zealand. Trends in real house prices for selected OECD countries 2000 to 2018 or 2018. On the x-axis you have the years starting with 2000 and finishing in 2018, and you have 80 to 260 on the y-axis, and the lines give you the countries like New Zealand, Canada, Australia, OECD, and Germany. This one is about the US market 2021 performance. You can see the x-axis starts with Jan 2021 and finishes in December, and the y-axis gives you the numbers, and you have the index level, and that's it. You have the colors. Those of you who know how to describe it using the beautiful format, you know what to do with this. And let's take a look at the last one. World plug-in vehicle sales, February 2021. So you have the Tesla Model 3, Wuling Hong Kong Mini EV, Tesla Model Y, GW Aura Black Cat, and BYD Han EV. EV means electric vehicle. And you have the numbers and you have the color. Beautiful. Now when it comes to Retell lecture, these were recently reported by the students. Some of these were also in the previous PTE Weekly update, and you can pause the video and see what questions there are. Answer short questions. What do we call the path by which satellites revolve around the Earth? It's called orbit. How many years are there in a millennium? 1,000 years or 1,000 years. What do we call the lenses which people use instead of glasses? Contact lenses. Which one word is used for a brother or sister? That's sibling. Who can help you with the improvement of your mental health? A biologist or a psychologist? Well, the answer is psychologist. What do we call the imaginary line dividing the Earth into the northern and southern hemispheres? That is the equator. What do we call a shape with 4 equal sides? That's a square. If it is unequal sides, that will be a rectangle. And finally, which can be accessed on a phone, a map or ATM? A map, at least now, probably in the future. Phones can do anything, but at the moment, a map. Summarize written text. I have one question for you, and it's about prior knowledge or pre-existing knowledge. You can see all those green words and phrases. They are the key points. So skill, ability, a learner, the learning event, new learning encounter, and you can pause the video and see them for yourself. Let's take a look at the essay questions. Games are as important for adults as they are for children. Do you think adults need games? Use specific reasons and examples to support your answer. I would say yes, adults need games as much as children do. So, well, there are a number of reasons. You can say it's good for entertainment. You can say it's good for mental health. It's good for the brain and sharpness of the mind. It's a social occasion, so people can play online games. And most importantly, it's fun. Who doesn't like fun? Some people are always in a hurry to get somewhere and get things done. Others prefer to take their time and live a slow-paced life. Will you prefer the slow-paced life, and why? Well, if you choose slow-paced, why? If you choose fast-paced, why, basically? You need 2 or 3 reasons. Nowadays, with the rapid development of technology, it is easy for people to prepare food. Has it improved the people's quality of life? Discuss it with your own experience. Well, we had this in the previous PTE Weekly update as well, so you can go and watch that video. I explain more in that one. Some experts argue that human needs for farmland, housing, and industry are far more important than reserving land for endangered animals. Will you support this statement, and why? If you say yes, I agree with these experts, well, you can talk about the development and the need for development and so on. You already have reasons like farmland, housing, and industry. So you can divide your essay into 3 body paragraphs, each talking about one of these. But if you disagree, I'm sure you have enough reasons as well. I have prepared one reading and writing fill in the blanks question. So this one is about comparing the intelligence of animals, and especially comparing human intelligence to other species. The first one is it does not require the cooperation. So require is need. The relative size of an individual's brain. When we say the relative size, it means you are comparing that thing to other similar things in the same category or a similar category. So the next blank is indication. Indication is sign or something that shows. So it is a reasonable indication of intelligence. So the next one is about humans, who are the brightest animals on the planet. Bright doesn't mean like emitting light necessarily. Bright means smart and intelligent. As a general rule. So this is a beautiful collocation, a general rule. All right, let's take a look at this reorder paragraph now. This one is about totalitarianism, which is a political and social concept that begins the paragraph definitely. And then a form of government, and then such government assumes full power without any limitations. As put by Juan Linz, a totalitarian scholar, the 3 main factors of blah blah blah, and you can continue. And then finally you come to throughout the 20th century. Now, reading fill in the blanks, I have prepared 2 questions for you. The first one is about adolescence. Now, the first blank is physical growth and development in cognitive and emotional capacities. Well, that's quite self-explanatory. The next one is important phase of risks and opportunities. So phase is a period of time in which something happens. And the last one is unprecedented. Unprecedented means not like before or not like ever, something that is not comparable to the past. It's something very different. You can say bigger than the past or more significant than the past. This next question is about online therapy. Take a look at the first blank. It is an effective alternative. Alternative is a way of doing something, a strategy, or a solution to something. The next blank is depression, because it's basically like rock and roll, mac and cheese. So depression and anxiety belong to the same category. Next one, if cost is an issue. And the last one is expenses. Now, can I use cost in place of that last blank? No, because cost is singular and you can see is after that. So if cost is, but the last one is expenses, so that's plural. For summarize spoken text, these are the topics. You can pause the video now. Now let's go to write from dictation. Please listen, pause the audio, write it down, check, and then do another one. Seismologists have reported numerous quakes in the past 2 weeks. Students who enrolled yesterday can now access their study plans. The date of publication should be included in the reference. They have found further scientific evidence for this geologic theory. The report stressed that students need to improve their reading abilities. The team declared to have made a great scientific discovery. The purpose of the project was to raise money for medical supplies. The new law will come into effect by midnight tomorrow. A formal ceremony had been scheduled to take place in March. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. See you next Tuesday.